consideration.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I recognize myself for as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
The IRS OWES Act is about protecting the American taxpayer, those who elected us to represent them, from an IRS proven incapable of serving their interest. President Thomas Jefferson said, "When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty." Right now, the people of Missouri's 8th District fear the IRS. They fear an unjust audit, political and religious targeting, and most recently, they fear spending an average of 8 hours to complete their tax returns. That's simply not right. This bill is about liberating the folks of Missouri, along with all Americans, from the IRS. It is about making the IRS beholden to them and not the other way around. And it is about exerting our Article I authority of the power of the purse of Congress, making sure that unelected bureaucrats are not spending taxpayer money improperly and unwisely. A Democrat congressman from the state of Missouri once said, "I come from a state that raises corn and cotton, cockleburs and Democrats, and frothy eloquence neither convinces nor satisfies me. I'm from Missouri. You've got to show me." The IRS has not shown this body, they have not proven to the Missourians that I represent, and they have not proven to the American people that they are responsible stewards of user fees. Through user fees, the IRS collects almost $500 million. It's nothing but a slush fund. Mr. Speaker, that's why we filed the IRS OWES Act. It provides Congress and the American public with greater oversight in how the IRS is spending valuable taxpayer resources. As is, the IRS collects various user fees that sit in an account where they can spend the money without congressional approval. In the past, the IRS dedicated significant amounts of its collected user fees to improving the services provided to taxpayers who need assistance. The IRS in the past few years has turned these fees into a slush fund, diverting this money away from serving the taxpayer and instead putting it towards whatever they want, in particular, the implementation of Obamacare mandates, something Congress has specifically withheld funding for. In 2014, the IRS allocated $183 million in user fees to serving the needs of taxpayers. That's 44% of the entire slush fund. Yet in 2015, the IRS allocated a mere $49 million in user fees to help taxpayers. That is 10%. So from 1 year, they went from 44% of serving taxpayers to 10% in serving taxpayers at their own discretion. Just yesterday, I called IRS Commissioner and I asked the IRS Commissioner in a hearing whether it was Congress or the IRS who cut funding to taxpayer customer service. Here were my questions and his answers. In 2014, you appropriated $183 million for taxpayer services. Is that correct? The Commissioner said yes. I then followed up. In 2015, you appropriated $49 million for taxpayer assistance. Is that correct? The Commissioner said, that's correct. I then followed up. So it was your decision to cut taxpayer assistance by $130 million. Is that correct? The Commissioner of the IRS said, yes. Instead of using those resources to grow taxpayer services, reduce wait times, and improve the public's interactions with the IRS, they are dedicating close to $200 million on technology to help implement and track the Obamacare mandates. It is no wonder that last year the Commissioner of the IRS would call the level of taxpayer services abysmal. That is simply unacceptable. The pattern here is alarming. When the IRS has discretion, the agency uses that discretion in ways that harm Americans. It is a duty of the IRS to work for the taxpayers, not against them. I encourage my colleagues to do the citizens they represent a favor and support the IRS OWES Act, and I reserve the balance of my time.